Today's video is going to be a little bit different because it's more of my thoughts of the situation that recently, happened, of the child that died by committed suicide for, the bullying incident that he had in school. And it makes me really sad, especially I'm a teacher, and I have been in the position where I see, children relating to each other as well as teenagers, and sometimes you just see that they can be really cruel to one another. And many people do not take this seriously, of the fact that some of the children need to be corrected about the way they, refer to the other, they express themselves to others. And that's something that many parents sometimes need to pay more attention. However, we need to address the fact that sometimes also the family is the one that it's not collaborating in the way this child, the bully per se, approach to others, because they are also part of the problem. So for that reason, to me, school is a place that should be really safe for children and for everyone. And psychology is it's very important for all of us to know about this matter, and not having only specifically as a career, but as a subject. And why is that? Because we need to know how to handle, our emotions, and not only that, but how to communicate with others respectfully so we can create healthy relationships. That's why nowadays it's so difficult for people just to have healthy relationship, because they don't know how to do it. We have schools that been doing for years. It's like for them the most important thing to make people, it's like create them as smarter people in our academic field, which is not bad. But what about the emotions, the mind, how to treat others and actually enhance that kind of behavior? Sometimes it's really sad for me just to see a video where there are kids just fighting with another and nobody's actually doing something to stop that. So that's when you realize that we as humanity, there is a lot of things we need to change, and we need to grow a lot. And especially because nobody's taking care of that part on school, especially that it's the mental health. I know I shouldn't say nobody, because I know that there are some professionals that it's just working on it, but there are very few. So I think that we need to take conscious that the system, or the education system, need to include, psychology as a very mandatory subject in every level. Because, all of the people still having this lack of knowledge that is very necessary in order to improve as person and be more human to others. And, just to sadly avoid this kind of death for people just because they're receiving mistreatment from others. And this is something that just made me really sad. So I just wanted to share with you my thoughts on it. I feel really bad for the family that lost their child. I have no words to express the pain that it must be, as I don't have a child. However, I imagine how hard it must be. And just have conscience that how important it is for us just to remember that others people's feelings are important, and that we always need to think how to act and how our actions are going to affect others. And that's going to make a big difference. Something so small can make a big difference. So the first thing that we need to do is just to try.